Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is Friday, January 2021. It's the waning 30 minutes of the morning. I'm getting ready to run my report, COVID-19 also with the country of Israel. Uh, Before we get started, folks, I want to give a big shout out to all 61 of my subscribers. I appreciate every one of you guys and gals. But now I need a couple favors. First and most important, I need you to step up, click on that like button. Okay, click on the like button now. Then I need you to click on the share button and share the link for this video on all your social media platforms, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, even if you have even your WhatsApp or your Gmail. Share this report with all your friends and family who have an interest in the nation of Israel and the welfare of the nation of Israel. Okay. And thirdly, if you click on the link description, let's say you can see the link that says "Buy me a coffee." I'd appreciate if you would click on LinkedIn, and give me a couple bucks to buy a coffee. All right. So let's go ahead and run a report for Israel and see exactly what's going on. Okay, we can see here currently Israel has 471,000 and change cases, 3,252 deaths. And you can see here's the good news. So to begin with, let's begin with some good news. Let's begin with the declining mortality rate. The mortality rate is down about 0.5% in Israel right now. Let's see if we can figure out why that is. Well, you can see that we have a fairly steep upturn in cases. Again, these numbers aren't really daily cases. They're actually sort of a smooth average. Okay. But the reason the mortality rate is low is because the deaths are not, while they're increasing, they're not increasing at a, they're actually not increasing at the same rate as cases are. The curves, I mean, just a little bit flatter, but just a little bit flatter here, still enough to keep the mortality rate down. Okay, zoom in, zoom in. Okay, now here's the bad news. You can see with a day to go, you almost certainly pass last week's cases, although not the high back here. Okay, but you have a continued weekly increase in cases. Now again, deaths. The good news is, and this is good news, your deaths that we have not caught this September October numbers back here. So I'm gonna count that as good news. And also, and there's a slight, well, in all probability, this week's number here will probably catch this number here. One. Okay. So let's take a. Sorry, I got kind of distracted there with some talking in the background. Uh, so there's a pretty good chance that this week's deaths will not pass this way back here. Okay, but it may break even with it. Okay. We look at weekly deaths. We can look at weekly cases. You can see this isn't good. We're a little over 8 days into the week, into the month, and we're already almost halfway up this number here. Okay, you can see that at last week's deaths were the third most deaths for a month so far. If you look here, this number here is already approaching halfway up this number here, unfortunately. With Okay, so this concludes the report for Israel for today. I'll be back with the second report or third report just in a moment.